Yo, what's up? I realized that you realize you probably wonder why the hell I'm eating on camera. It's because I don't give a shit. The more and more every day that I'm seeing videos and trends and stuff like that come out, I'm really starting to realize that you shouldn't give a crap and that you should post whatever you want to post. It's not the algorithm of YouTube, of Instagram. Hell, I don't even think it's about the followers anymore. I don't think there's any hacks that you can do to get more views or whatever it is. I honestly believe it's just your content. I feel like these platforms are trying to restructure how they do their promotion of videos, and I think that they're going back to more of a authentic content formula. And what I mean by that is that I feel like the companies that pay for ads and things of that nature, they no longer want commercials to advertise their products. Now, you still see that a lot. It's probably like the mainstay, like it's been like that since like 2014. You make a video, either at the beginning of the video or in the middle of the video, you cut to like an ad for like Skillshare or something like that. And, they tell you, thanks for sponsoring a video, blah, blah, blah. And I think they're trying to get away from that. And they're kind of get more into like an organic type of advertisement. So I think honestly, you need to rethink the type of content that you're making, and you need to rethink why you're making that content. And that all needs to tie into why you're even making content at all. For me, I am super excited because I realized as of last night, for my motovlog channel, I set a goal that I wanted to release at least two minimum long format content videos a week. And I finally did it. I have successfully created enough long format content videos to meet that goal. Last night, it was amazing. I was like, holy crap, I finished out December. From now through December, I've successfully got 2 videos scheduled each week. So half of my goal for this year is already done. Right? The other half of my goal, excuse me, I think I got like strep throat or something, so bear with me, right? But I want you to listen to this. The other half of my goal is to post every single day, YouTube, Instagram, for sure. And how I'm gonna do that is not with long form content. It is with shorts and reels. And to release at least 1 video per day. That's a tough thing to do, including the days that I drop long format content. That's a tall order. It's a big challenge, really big challenge. But it is safe to say that I'm already through August with having those scheduled. Now, I don't have them scheduled directly from the platforms or on the platforms like YouTube. I don't have them uploaded individually and stuff like that. I'm using Opus Pro, and I'm scheduling everything simultaneously to post to the different socials that I want, and it makes it so much easier. It's almost like using Restream, but for scheduling your posts. It's awesome. And that's what's making it really, really possible. And I did run into a snag where I was not saving my projects. So if you upload a video, it saves it as a project, and you have the option to save that project under your storage. I wasn't doing that. So I actually had a lot more content scheduled out way past August. to meet that goal. And I realized that some of my projects were expiring because you only get like 30 days if you don't save the project to your storage. So I had posts scheduled out for way later than 30 days, not knowing that it was going to delete those projects. And so, man, it was a huge blow at first because I was just like, it's so much content. The only saving grace is that I never lost the actual content because I still have the videos. So all I have to do is like re-upload the video, recreate the reels, you know what I mean? Recreate the reels and repost them or reschedule them. But, you know, it is what it is. But I think part of the reason why a lot of creators in general, especially motovloggers, are having such a hard time with keeping up with a consistent posting schedule is because nobody is recording generic content. I'm not saying bad content. I'm saying generic content. What I mean by generic content is that I think people just simply don't know how to make non-time sensitive content, right? Especially in the motovlogs. Everybody is usually posting or recording and posting it up for that week or for that next week or something like that, if they're even that far ahead. Most people are posting and uploading like simultaneously, like right away. Like a video's coming out today because I just filmed it yesterday, kind of thing, right? And what ends up happening when you do things like that is you end up burning out really, really quick. And I've already seen it. There's plenty of people that I've watched that they just don't release content very often, or they stop, they lose motivation. And I think a lot of it is due to not being able to produce content that is non-time sensitive. So I've taken a liberty to do that. And what I mean by example, for motovlogging, let's say today I go out and I go hit the back roads like I did a couple of days ago, and I film my content going through the hill country, hitting the twisties, and I'm not necessarily talking. If I am talking, it could just be a pure sound raw video of just the bike and the exhaust, you know what I mean, just the pure sound. But I tend to like to talk in my motovlogs. But the things that I am talking about may or may not be time sensitive. So for example, I made a video about incident that happened in Dallas where like 16 bikes had a big pileup. It was a huge accident. Nobody lost their lives, but a lot of people got hurt. I made a motovlog about that. I don't want to use that motovlog and post it, for example, a month from now, right? I don't want to do that because that incident is very time sensitive. If I want to capture people's attention and talk about that incident, I don't want to do it months later where they have to think about it and revisit it. Like, when did that happen? That was like, damn, last year or something like that. Because we tend to forget, you know? So when you have content like that, if you're going to be addressing issues or situations that are time sensitive, that's the content that you need to put out first. The pure sound content or the pure sound, the raw sound videos is generic content. I can post that anytime I want to because it's not time sensitive. I think that's what a lot of people struggle with. And I've taken liberty, like I said, to produce a lot of generic form content in order to be able to schedule, right? Because there are going to be times, regardless of who you are, where you're going to lose motivation to post, or not to necessarily post, but to create. There are going to be times, there have been times where I've gone like 2 weeks without recording a single thing, right? And I've ridden my bike at that time, or I just didn't have any ideas to really, or motivation to make any kind of video for either channel that I have. And so being able to schedule that content and to schedule those reels and to schedule those shorts ahead of time means that every single day I have something going out. Regardless if I filmed it that day or I filmed it a week ago or a month ago, it doesn't matter, because the things that I will be talking about or the things that I'm showing, they aren't time sensitive items. They're not time sensitive. So I've been able to do that, and I'm noticing a big increase in engagement. And I think that's all I really wanted. Engagement. That means people are actually feeling good or bad about your content, and they're willing to talk about it or comment about it. And that's all I really want. Again, I think we put too much emphasis on the followers and stuff like that per se, simply because that's always just been a thing for social media. I don't know if they're ever going to get rid of that, but what I am noticing is that most of the views, most of the things are coming from return viewers, not necessarily the people subscribed to you that are following you. And I think that's amazing, because they're returning, and then it starts to seem like those are the people that end up following. They just want to see that you're being consistent. And so I don't even care about making videos like this where I'm telling you, hey, this is what I'm doing. I don't need to keep it a secret. I don't need to feel like, oh, I got a trick in the bag, like I'm never going to tell anybody this, kind of thing. I got a new watch too. But yeah, I've just really, after last night, I'm sick as hell too, so bear with me. I just kind of realized last night I was on the grind, and I was just like, you know what, I have some more footage that I want to capture and make some reels out of. I've been experimenting with different types of content, and I think that you need to experiment with different types of content if you plan on if you plan on being a creator, especially in this space. Motovlog space, like I said, is going through big changes. We've been stuck in a kind of like a fast boy, shoot rollers, do wheelies. That's kind of been the hot thing for quite a while, and it's starting to get really stale. Everybody is buying followers and subscribers. It's actually pretty crazy. But then those same people eventually run out of content, and they're just like recycling the same content that they've already posted. It's crazy. So talking head videos, different things, showing different things, people are going to eventually catch on that they need to diversify how they create content. And I don't care what people think, I'm just going to do it. So I've been experimenting with my writing videos. We're showing active writing versus my talking head videos, which would be kind of like this, just to gauge people's interest in whatever it is that you're saying. And so I came to the realization last night that between these different types of content that I'm making, it seems in the motovlog sector, it seems like for sure people are gravitating obviously to the writing portion, but people are also starting to gravitate more towards the educational or the talking head videos in that space. And I just think that's where it's going. And like I said, I'm all in, and it just takes planning and timing and consistency. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people don't want to hear that at all. A lot of people just assume, like in this space, like I said, if you can pop wheelies, do some burnouts, go like 150 miles an hour on the highway and capture that, like that is what's going to make you big. It's just not anymore. Maybe just for the views, but again, if you're like building something, if you're trying to build like a community, you're trying to get monetized, you're eventually trying to get sponsors, possibly, if that's what you're into, or you're just trying to get like I said, you're trying to figure out a way to monetize your content, which you should if you're putting a lot of time into it. Things are gonna have to change a little bit. You're gonna have to be a little smarter, because like I said, those types of videos can get you views, but they're also going to be demonetized. So you're not going to make anything from them. You're just making YouTube more money. Because I'm pretty sure they're still going to get paid. Just not you. They're just not going to cut you a check. So, think about those things. Like I said, I was just super excited to like see that, and I was like, I gotta make a video about that. I gotta talk about this because I just really don't think people understand how important it is to be consistent. You know, I've been seeing phenomenal numbers, especially on YouTube, which I was kind of hoping for quite a while. It's like, damn, how much do I got to post daily before, it starts to trend, or YouTube begins to like push it out to viewers and things of that nature. And like I said, now it's actually working. I'm seeing it work. It's working on Instagram as well. By other people's standards, or by standards of like people who are used to just buying followers and stuff, I feel like it's going slow. It's going slow. I think we're almost at 1,000 on I think we're like 50 away from 1,000 on Instagram supporters over there. And YouTube, we're still below 400. We're on that road to 400. I kind of believe that once we crack like 500 to 600 subscribers and supporters on YouTube, I honestly think that's probably when that channel will get monetized. Just an estimate based on the watch time hours, and things of that nature. I think you have to have like 1,000 watch time hours or something like that. I don't know, it's something weird, but I see where I'm at now and I see the trend, and I'm just like, okay, if I can double what we have, if we can double what we got now, which is like 370, I think we're close to 370. If you could just double that would put me in monetize, whatever. Put me in that realm. And you don't necessarily need a crap ton of subscribers to be able to monetize, like people do say. But all subscribers ain't built the same, right? So you can have a bunch of numbers of subscribers and nobody's watching. And again, what I've realized on both platforms is that with my motovlogging content is that most of my views are coming from people that aren't even subscribed or following me, but they're returning. So it's bumping up those numbers. I think that's freaking amazing. So again, be consistent. If you are attempting to be a content creator, especially in the motovlog space, you seriously need to look into something like Opus Pro, or I know they have different variants, because honestly, I've been contacted by a couple of other companies. I got to look and see what they are, but they're essentially the same like Opus Pro, where you take your content, they break it down, the AI breaks it down into reels, etc., and you can post and schedule them, even do more editing within their platform, within their ecosystem. So far, like I said, I've just stuck with Opus Pro, because it just works really, really well for me. And damn, I'm telling you, man, I don't think that I would be able to have completed what I've completed thus far without it. It just makes things so much easier. So like I said, AI is definitely one of those things that you can utilize right now, especially ChatGPT. I need to get it on my phone because I usually just use it on a computer, but it's actually, you can use ChatGPT for way more than just doing prompt tasks, as far as like asking it to create something and stuff like that, which most people kind of use it for. I mean, you can really, I have kind of been using it to have it think with me versus for me, if that might sound weird, but I've been having it think with me, like, what can I do to improve this, and this? Look at this and give me ideas to improve on this, and this. You know what I mean? A, B, and C. Things like that nature. And you'd be surprised the different types of strategies it will come up with to help you do that. Like I said, AI is definitely the future. You can either use it or continue on your own. I don't think you'll be bad if you continue on your own, but at some point, even the technology that we use, cell phones, cameras and stuff like that, they're all going to be equipped with it. So you're going to eventually be using it whether you like to or not. It would be best to get on board now and do it now. Again, I love this thing. I love the game. And I love what I'm doing, man. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So again, I'm super happy about what I've accomplished so far. I'm really excited about what else we're going to accomplish. And like I said, my goal is to put out generic content in a timeline kind of manner, a slow timeline kind of manner, because we're still slow on YouTube. So everybody's still watching that journey all the way up to a certain point, right? If you've been watching all the way, you're at a certain point where you're just like, wow, when I looked at your Instagram, things have changed a lot. I treat Instagram like it is, the hell is that? I treat Instagram as my updated source. So if you're looking at my Instagram, you are definitely seeing real-time updates. So you may see stuff on my bike that you're just like, oh, that's today. You know what I mean? I post stuff up that day, like today kind of thing. So it's going to be different than if you're following on YouTube. You're going to be like, oh crap, is this old? Or, you know, like, what is it? So it's a journey, you know what I mean? And I'm definitely loving it. And it took some time to figure that out. But like I said, I figured it out. I'm going to be posting all year. It's really freaking cool. Another thing that I can say really quickly before we go is, because I'm doing that, I now can just freely drop gems and videos and stuff like that in between, on top of all that content that's already being released. And I don't have to feel a certain way about it. I can release time-sensitive content without feeling like, oh, I'm not going to be able to post again. Like, it doesn't even matter. Extra content on top of what I'm already doing, the daily post, is just extra icing on the cake. It just makes you look that much more appealing to people that are looking for someone who's posting consistently. Again, that's what people really, really are looking for. Everybody's not a content creator. Everybody's not interested, for example, in the motovlog space. Everybody's not interested in being a content creator. Some people just film to get clips of certain things that they do, and that's okay. But they're not necessarily posting it to be a, hey guys, content creator kind of thing. So, you know, you got to respect everybody in that space, in any space you're in, but especially in my space, I definitely respect what everybody does and what they want to do. And this is what I want to do, you know. But anyways, I've been talking for way too long. Yeah, get yourself some Opus Pro. Get yourself a plan if you plan on being a content creator, and follow the channels, because you're going to learn a lot. I'm not bullshitting. 2025 is, I told you, this is the year. This is the year. We're going to see what happens. We're just going to see what happens when we post every day.